Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to dive into the anatomy of a truly staggering digital media empire. It's this massive, finely tuned content engine and an absolute juggernaut of viewership. And honestly, the wildest part, unless you've got young kids running around the house, there's a very good chance you don't even know it exists. So before we drop any names or pull back the curtain, I really want you to ask yourself, what does a dominant, globally consumed entertainment network actually look like today? Like, is it a prestige TV studio, a massive Hollywood production company? We always kind of think of media empires as these traditional legacy brands, right? Well, the digital age has completely thrown those rules out the window. The reality of what a top-tier media empire looks like right now might actually blow your mind. Okay, let's just let this number breathe for a second. Over 100 billion total views. And no, that's definitely not a typo. That is a metric that completely, fundamentally redefines how we even understand audience scale. I mean, when you start dealing with numbers in the hundreds of billions, you're not just making popular videos anymore. You are literally capturing a massive percentage of human attention on a global scale. Let's get right into Section 1, the billion-view YouTube empire, and how they went from their launch in 2015 to absolute global dominance. The sheer velocity of their growth is it's unprecedented. Since they launched back in 2015, the Kids Diana show has scooped up over 200 million subscribers worldwide across their network. The main channel alone, 138 million. But here is the absolute craziest statistic. They average 10 billion views every single month. 10 billion. That's individual viewing sessions, month after month, year after year, all driven by a channel that didn't even exist a decade ago. All right, Section 2, breaking down the formula. Let's look at the actual anatomy of a hit. So how do they actually do it? Well, their self-described formula is incredibly precise. It's not just kids goofing off on a home camera. Each episode is this carefully crafted, highly tuned mix designed specifically to hook their target demographic. They're blending live performances of Diana and Roma with really bright animation and super catchy music. It's a structured mix of pretend play and comedy engineered specifically for preschoolers. Basically, they've figured out how to hit every single developmental and entertainment sweet spot to keep young kids totally locked in. And if you want proof that this formula works, just consider their top-performing videos. There's a track called Like It Kids Song that sits at an unbelievable 2.5 billion views all on its own. 2.5 billion! Then you've got Diana and her Barbie car camping adventure pulling in 2.1 billion. Even their Princess Carriage pretend play cruised right past the 1 billion mark. It's just solid proof that catchy music and high-concept pretend play are the ultimate, absolute drivers of their success.
But here's the really brilliant part. Their content doesn't just stagnate. It grows up with the audience. Because, kids get older, right? So the empire branches out. You see this with spin-off content like the Roma and Friends channel, which totally shifts gears to capture that older tween demographic. Roma's out there doing long-form videos testing cheap versus expensive summer gadgets, reviewing 5-star movie theaters, attempting a crazy $1 to $100,000 ice cream challenge, and even doing these survival-style challenges where he and his friends are literally changed together. They're strategically expanding so they never lose that core audience as they age out of the preschool stuff.
Let's move on to Section 3, a global network strategy, and how they are expanding the universe. If you want to know the absolute secret to their global dominance, it can basically be summed up in one very important number: 20. That's right, the Kids Diana show isn't just tossing English videos onto the internet and hoping for the best. They're running a massively scaled, highly efficient content machine of 20 distinct channels, translated and perfectly localized into 20 different languages. They are systematically wiping out language barriers to make sure kids can consume their content natively pretty much anywhere on the planet. The strategy here is undeniable. Franchise the core content to build these massive parallel audiences. Take the Spanish channel, Diana and Roma ESP, that's got over 40 million subscribers. The Arabic channel, nearly 31 million. Right behind their 30 million English subscribers is the Hindi channel at 29.3 million, and Indonesian reaches 18.5 million. By just adapting the language, they've built massive audiences in nearly every major linguistic market on Earth. It is literally a masterclass in global media syndication. And they don't even stop at the big, widely spoken languages. They go deep with hyper-local engagement. The network runs dedicated channels in languages like Polish and Ukrainian, continuously pumping out fresh, localized stories. Like the Polish channel has these hugely popular videos teaching kids pool safety rules that got nearly 3 million views, or kids flying in cardboard airplanes. The Ukrainian channel has these localized comedy skits about kids swapping places with adults or marine animals coming alive in the house. It just proves they're completely committed to building a truly borderless digital ecosystem. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a thought to chew on. We started out talking about a simple channel of kids playing, but what we've actually uncovered is a meticulously structured, multi-billion view global enterprise. So how exactly has a simple YouTube channel from 2015 fundamentally rewritten the entire playbook for global entertainment? When you see the scale and the absolute dominance of the Kids Diana show, it's pretty clear. The future of media consumption for the next generation isn't on its way. It's already here, and it's being broadcast in 20 different languages. Thanks for hanging out with me, and definitely keep questioning how the media landscape is shifting right beneath our feet.